AskReddit by Cosmic Jules 1. What screams I'm an idiot? The inability to review your own beliefs when presented with new information. I like to put it like this: is it possible for a person to always be right about everything? Of course not, that's absurd. It follows then, that some of the things you believe, right now, are wrong. Which ones, do you suppose? Lighting yourself on fire while making pancakes. Oddly specific. When someone keeps losing jobs and relationships and always blames someone else and never being able to acknowledge they're a part of the problem. I had a coworker like this at one time. Every Monday he would come in and regale us with tales of the morons he'd encountered and the interactions he had over the weekend that were bad. We listened to this weekly for a couple of years. Eventually, I had the temerity to point out finally, that the common denominator in all the stories is himself, and maybe he was the problem and not everybody else. He did not take kindly to that. The Grinch when he's talking to his echo. Such a good gag, you idiot. They believe everything they read on Facebook. But if you copy and paste this post, it resets the algorithm. How could that be a lie? Telling someone I need to find my phone while I am talking to them on my phone. Use the flashlight feature. My partner says to stop doing that though. My co-workers are getting used to it, at least. Constantly playing victim and placing blame on others. Not necessarily an idiot, but 100% a narcissist. Having argument in caps on internet. This is very true. Like, do you think I'm scared of your enlarged words? Saying I have XXX IQ as though that is a standalone valid reason whatever they're saying should be taken seriously. My cousin bragging about his IQ of 92, because it means he's smarter than 40% of the population. Having one of those trucks where the ass end is low as fuck and the front end is pointing up. The Carolina squat? Yeah. Basing your entire personality on what you hate. I do not give Facebook or any entity's permission to use my pictures, information, messages, or posts, both past and future. With this statement, I give notice to Facebook it is strictly forbidden to disclose, copy, distribute, or take any other action against me based on this profile and/or its contents. The content of this profile is private and confidential information. The violation of privacy can be punished by law, UCC 1308-10308-103 and the Rome Statute. Note: Facebook is now a public entity. All members should post a note like this. If you prefer, you can copy and paste this version. If you do not publish a statement at least once, it will tacitly allow FB the use of your photos, as well as the information contained in your profile status and updates. Do not share. Copy and paste. Deadline tomorrow, apparently. When actually you did, when you signed up. Talking loudly on the phone in public. On speakerphone, especially in airports, like the only way this place could get any louder is if Slipknot were putting on a concert at the food court, and dude's sitting there screaming into his phone for 2 hours. How can the person on the other end hear anything? Must be some incredible noise cancelling involved, or perhaps the person on the other end is equally tired of listening to them. When I put something down and 2 seconds go by and I immediately can't find it. Treating a political party like a damned religion. Camping out in the passing lane while driving slowly. So my mother. Having your high beams on when driving on the highway. How can you tell? With modern headlights and the height of some vehicles, I don't see much difference between high and low beams for oncoming traffic or cars in front of you. breaking, defacing public things because you have zero impulse control and don't know how to live in society. Truck nuts. I always say trucks with truck nuts are trans trucks, since they weren't made with those nuts. Drives fragile men insane, and I love it. People who think an American president controls all the prices of all things globally, but only when they go up. Black and white arguments with no regard for nuance and grey areas. No kidding. I know a few world political situations where people are trying to figure out which side is the good guys, but in reality, both sides are the bad guys, or there are no good bad guys. This kind of stuff also made me stop believing in the old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That can be a pretty dangerous way to think, thinking specifically of how the US fought the Soviets by funding groups that eventually became the Taliban. Ironing your shirt while wearing the shirt. Being rude to customer service people, service etc. I'd like to add being rude in general. Interrupting people, not listening, only talking about yourself. Deleted.